Hello, I'm Amber Kraft.
Are you an athlete?
I am an athlete.
What sport do you play?
I am a cheerleader. I also run track.
How many years have you been playing these sports?
I have been cheering since I was a freshman in high school, and I've been running track since I was a junior.
How many practices do you have a week?
We practice about every day, so 4, except for game day, of course, because we are at a game.
Do you consider it hard?
Yes, it depends what we do. We run sometimes. We do push-ups, sit-ups, everything a sport consists of doing. So I would consider it kind of hard.
Do you consider your sport competitive?
It is competitive. There's competition cheerleading. We don't necessarily do it at our school, but there's such thing. And when we go cheer against other schools, we can make it a competition if we want to. So.
Have you ever been injured?
I have never been. Actually, I did. I pulled my hamstring once. It was from like doing jumps and stuff, but nothing like detrimental.
Do you consider cheerleading a sport?
Cheerleading is definitely a sport. We do everything that any sport does.
Why?
Well, we have a coach, that's a sport. We have a team. We work as hard as any other sport. So we're a sport.
What do other sports have that cheerleading does not?
The only thing that other sports do have that we don't is they win something, unless like we're doing it competitively. But like when they play like football, they win. Basketball, they win. But cheerleading, if we do competitive cheerleading, we win too. So I guess that's really the only thing, if anything.
What does cheerleading have that other sports don't?
Cheerleading, we have more of a bond, I believe, because we're a smaller group of girls and we have fun doing what we do. We're like meant to like get the crowd, involved, and we do a good job of it. And I don't know, we're just like spirited and a good time to be around. So I think that's what we have.
So comparing cheerleading to other sports, do you consider gymnastics and dance a sport?
I would consider them a sport. They do probably just as much as a cheerleader does, because cheering is kind of like gymnastics as well as dancing in a way. So we're like a little bit of everything, but they're like pieces of us. So if we're a sport, they're a sport, and I know they work as hard as any other sport like we do.
Do you get offended when other people say that cheerleading isn't a sport?
I do, because it is a sport, and I think that they just don't know how hard we work, so they probably don't understand it. And of course they're going to be like, oh, well, you think it's a sport because you're a cheerleader, but even if I wasn't, I would have respect for cheerleaders because I know how hard they work.
One of my other interviewees stated that cheerleading, we make it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's easy?
I can agree that we make it look easy, but no, it's not easy. There's way more to it. If it was easy, everyone could be a cheerleader is how I see it. We still have tryouts. Not everyone makes the team. And that means that not everyone is capable of doing what we can do. So it's not easy, because if it was, then we'd all be doing it.
Do you feel like it requires a lot of technique?
It definitely requires technique. It requires technique, stamina. Definitely stamina, because to talk and move at the same time is harder than it looks. We have to memorize words. Your moves have to be a certain way. You can't just be able to do it. You have to be able to perform it. You have to have confidence, There's a lot to it.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.